Hello everyone, and welcome back to another Wolf Players video. In this one we've got PUBG, but it's nearly 2023. We're going on for a win in this video. You're going to explore some of the new content, which there's vehicles, guns, drone cameras now, you name it, this game's got it. We're exploring one of the games that for most people's instances it's just going to be sat in your Steam library. It's now a free-to-play game, so anyone and the dog can go out and pick it up. If you haven't already, you should, because the game's still very much alive and interesting. That being said, there is the occasional cheater and odd glitch, like being able to survive off a mountain on a mountain bike, because logic. But, you know, it is what it is. It's the funny old PUBG, and I've got to say, honestly, the things that they're bringing to the game now, back in when it first came out, after taking over the reins from H1Z1 and becoming like the biggest battle royale at the time, it's still come a long way. Like, the gunplay is still really fun. The new vehicles they've added, such as the mountain bike, there's now the McLaren sports road car. It's pretty cool. I'm not sure on the actual version of McLaren it is, but it looks nice. They've got just done a crossover with Assassin's Creed. You can get the outfits and a lot of cool like emotes and stuff. Like, they're certainly still working very hard to bring out the content for the people, and it's good to see, because, like I say, it's, for one, it's probably been sat in most of your libraries just gathering dust for a long time, and it shouldn't be, because it is a really good game. And I feel like with the new maps that they've released and all the player base that's still there, it could make a comeback. Is PUBG making a comeback there? I mean, I feel like it should, even if it's not up there right now. They need to do something a little bit more than just a map though, because there's been 4, I think, since Vikendi, and they're now in a permanent rotation. So every season you'll get a different set of maps to play on in ranked. My only other gripe as well is no solo ranked. Don't get why. You can only do it 4-player. PUBG maybe should consider making it an everyman's game and having ranked for each game mode, so singles, duos and quads. That'd be pretty interesting, rather than having to play with a bunch of randoms if you wanted to actually gain more XP and stuff. That brings me on to the next thing, which is XP. So, like, as well as your normal leveling, you're obviously leveling up your season passes, you can get some pretty wild stuff now without having to really spend anything. You can use your battle pass points to get crates and keys, and then you also get like a your shop. So if you've ever played League of Legends, every player will get a shop that rolls random skins and stuff, and you'll get it at a discounted cost. But you can also earn the in-game currency through certain challenges for free, either it be through the battle pass that you've obviously paid for, or certain challenges when you start the game fresh, or on a fresh account since it changed to free to play. Because if you have the game already, if you don't already know this, you get an XP boost if you play ranked after you hit a certain level, and I think it's your masteries that go up or something daft. But you basically get a lot of extra stuff. You get an outfit as well, so obviously log in and get that if you haven't got it already. But moving on to gameplay now, I've skipped through quite a lot at the start of the video. This is where we start to pick it up. The guy that's just shot me in the ass, I don't even see this guy for the rest of the game. I don't think. I'm pretty sure he either dies on this side or moves into the last circle with me. But then this random guy comes in and kamikazes with this doom buggy, and we managed to take him out, so that's fun. I'm in a shocking position. We end up skipping across that water in a moment, looping around a big mountain, and then we're into... I can't remember the name of the place now because it's in fucking Spanish, but it's basically a closed off mining facility, and it's all got like refineries and stuff like that, but the location's really cool. I actually won like 4 or 5 games over the course of like casual playing of a week, and I chose this one because it was just so interesting how I've managed to basically go across the whole map from where I'd spawned, cut across a river after shooting at guys on both sides, with guys all around me, and still managed to make it all the way into the zone from where I am, loop around this hill, get into the final safe zone, and somehow win the game. And it's very close quarters, and all I use at the end is the sniper for the most part, until the final AK kill, I'm pretty sure. So I sped up running up here because I didn't want you to see 9 minutes of me trouncing up the map and healing up. But it goes pretty smooth. There's not much that goes on up until where you get up to where that big hill is in the middle that you can see on my screen. So moving forward, I reckon if they do maybe a few more maps, add more to the rotation as well, because it seems like Destin, the new map, gets a lot of praise, or rather a lot of spotlight from them. With it being the newest map, it's the one that's played most in the rotation. You get Erangel every like 10% or something, and then they've got a few 3x3 maps, so really small, close quarters, 32 people. I've not actually won on one of them yet, but there's like APCs that roam around the map and shoot at you. If you get spotted by spotlights, it'll move them towards you in one of the darker ones, and then the other one's in like broad daylight, but the same thing persists. It's like a sandy skyscraper, skyscrapery town, and it's cool as fuck, but you just don't get it often enough in rotation to warrant actually, getting a good run on it and getting good at it. It's a shame. They should have set game modes for both, I assume, like if you wanted to play the smaller, faster game modes, then you could, or if you wanted to play the fuller game modes, you could. But would it take away from the player base? Because sometimes if you come on at certain times, it is hard to get a game. Like if you're living in Europe and you're playing at like 3-4 o'clock in the morning, it's like I'm in Great Britain, so it's quite difficult for me to get a game. Sometimes it'll take me like 3-4 minutes of waiting. Then you get into the game and you still sat there waiting for the rest of the people to join, and then you get the matching time of a minute, and even then some people might leave in that time, so you're left with like 80 people in a full game. You spend 20 minutes running about, looting up, not seeing a fucking soul, and then when you get there you get shot anyway. So it's like, they definitely need to promote it more, and not just add maps and expect people to come back. Like making it free to play definitely helped, but they need, I don't know, like a big event, not just, oh yeah, a new battle pass, woo. It's nothing exciting when they bring out a battle pass. Multiple games do that now. They need something that definitely speaks out of character. Like adding the drones was cool. I haven't actually got a clip of it to show in this video, but I can in a future one. You can basically have that in your secondary slot, throw it up, and it literally is like flying a normal drone. You just hover it about. It's obviously audible to enemy, and you can see a lot of stuff with it. It's really useful. And if you had like a squad of 4, obviously that'd be really fun for one person to fuck about with, give information to everyone else. But you never see it get used. Like I've played so many games now, and it's always people would rather have primary, secondary, and that's it. They wouldn't rather have the drone take up the third slot. So maybe rather than do that, maybe sacrifice your melee and sidearm. No one uses them anyway. They rather have a pan for protection, and then you can use something else a bit funky and have a bit of a better experience overall. It's just the little things. I get why they made it a secondary, but at the same time, it's a pretty big trade-off for something so small. When it comes to the new vehicles they've added, yeah, the McLaren's cool. Bike's really cool, to be fair. You can do stunting on that, and it's obviously really quiet. They're both like pretty reasonable additions to the game. Don't think they need to consistently focus on vehicles, though. There's a lot of vehicles in the game now. There's the police cruiser as well that's armoured up. Obviously the Dorado, is it, the Mustang that got added with Miramar. There's the buggy of the UAZ. So many different things that they've added now that just don't need to be there. Or rather, there's just an abundance of them. They don't need to focus on that. Like, maybe add more guns. Like, they've just released a MP9 with a suppressor built into it. That's cool, but it's 9mm. No one's going to use it. Like, no one in the right mind anyway that doesn't cheat. I've seen people using cheats where they've got auto aim sat in a car. You can shoot from the cars now, which is cool, but not when someone's shooting you with mass precision every shot without actually aiming at you. That's a bit, over the top. Coming up to the final parts of the game now, though. Sped up the clip of me just crawling about on top, because both people I thought one was far right of me, and then one was obviously just in front of me that he's seen. But no one was up here, and they couldn't get to me now without coming up a set of ladders that were already in front of me. So I'd basically bagged myself the position win. As you can see, there's stairs on my right there, and there's nothing else that can actually get up here, so I just chill. And there's the guy we've seen already. I just had to figure out where the other guy was because I'd not seen him yet. But overall, this was a really intense game. I'd actually had fun in this last this little area. It was quite a good fun zone because everything were already circled in anyway, so we were already just encroaching on an area that we'd already taken over, and with everyone trying to come in from the high ground and work in, I'd done myself quite a good justice really by coming in already on the ground and then moving up because no one saw me go up. So quite good. I'm pretty sure this second to last guy with the frog coat kills off this guy here, and then we just secure the win. It's pretty much easy as that, and you could be doing the same thing too if you get your ass on PUBG. But until the next video, I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next one.